They fooled the FBI for years. Every lead went cold. Every trail vanished. Until one small slip revealed everything. Victor Kane was loved in his town. Wealthy, charismatic. A man the newspapers called a hero. He rebuilt schools. He gave to charity. He shook every hand with a smile. But behind closed doors, Victor Kane was no saint. He was a predator. His empire was built on lies and corruption. And then there was Daniel Cross. Not rich, not powerful, not respected. Daniel was invisible. The kind of man you forget the second you pass him on the street. Years earlier, Daniel had questioned Kane's finances while working at a bank. He found irregularities. He raised concerns. And Kane crushed him. Daniel was fired, blacklisted, labeled paranoid. His life ruined. And Victor Kane laughed. To Kane, Daniel was nothing. But Daniel never forgot. For over a decade, the FBI chased Kane. Every time they closed in, witnesses fell silent. Files disappeared. Alibis lined up perfectly. To the Bureau, Kane was untouchable. But in a small apartment across town, Daniel Cross was watching. His walls stacked with notes and clippings. He worked night jobs. He dug through dumpsters of discarded bank slips. He traced shipping manifests that didn't make sense. For 10 years, he lied. For 10 years, it's left. Everyone laughed. Everyone dismissed him. Until the night Victor came, there was a tiny mistake. One of his shells had been filed with the wrong signature. His own. Daniel's hand shook with regret. After 10 years, he finally had proof. Something even Kane couldn't do. He carried the evidence to the FBI. At first, agents rolled their eyes. Another conspiracy theory. Another waste of time. But then they saw what Daniel had did. Pattern. Receipts. Connections spanning decades. It was more complete than anything the FBI had on it. Underdog had built the case to deal with, and now they listened. Dawn the Raven, agents swarmed Kane. Men who seemed untouchable, dragged out of hand. His face filled with mystery. His empire crumbled in seconds. Across the street stood Dan. Man Kane had moved. The man nobody could. The man who brought him down. For the first time in years, Daniel felt vindicated. Victor Kane had underestimated him, and that arrogance, that single slip, destroyed him. This case was never just about fraud. It was about power, and how it blinds those who think they cannot fall. Sometimes it's the quiet ones, the overlooked, the underestimated. They see everything, and when they strike with truth. But just when Daniel thought it was over, he found something chilling in the FBI files. Surveillance logs. On him, Victor Kane had known about Daniel all along, because someone inside the Bureau had been feeding him information. And if Kane wasn't working alone, then this story is far from over. It meant Kane hadn't acted alone. He'd had help. From the very people sworn to bring him down, Daniel felt the ground shift beneath him. For 10 years, he thought he was fighting one man. Now, he realized he had been fighting an entire system. The newspapers celebrated Kane's arrest. The town cheered. But Daniel couldn't shake the feeling. This was not over. And he was right. Within weeks, strange things began happening. A break-in at his apartment. Nothing stolen, just files disturbed. A car following him late at night. Phone calls that went silent when he answered. It felt like a warning. Someone wanted him quiet. Daniel went back to the FBI. He demanded answers. But the agents looked at him with cold, unreadable eyes. The same agents who had once dismissed him now treated him like a suspect. And then came the letter, slipped under his door. An unmarked envelope with no return address. Inside was a single photograph. Daniel, sitting alone at a diner. The picture taken from just a few feet away. On the back of the photo were 4 words. You should have stayed silent. Daniel's heart pounded. The real war was only beginning. Because Victor Kane may have been in prison, but his influence was still alive. And it reached higher than Daniel ever imagined. As Daniel traced the envelope's origin, he found something terrifying. The fingerprints on the paper belonged to an FBI agent still active on the case. The conspiracy was inside the Bureau itself, and Daniel had just become their next target. But the deeper he dug, the darker it became. Because the FBI agent wasn't working alone. There was another name buried in the files. A name Daniel never expected. A name that turned his blood cold. The person who betrayed him was someone he once trusted. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel and comment for more true crime stories just like this one.